Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth Sports coming to you with another segment. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is a segment, a new segment that I'm going to start doing, a prediction before the game segment. I did a preseason prediction segments where I, told you all what I thought who was going to win the game. So I'm going to do the same now that the season has actually started. So far, I'm right on point as far as where Colorado will be as far as the win-loss record. I did have them at 3-1 going into this game. I will have them 3-2 after this game. So let me tell you why I think they're going to lose. Um, First of all, Central Florida is a legit program. They're ranked number 23 right now in the nation. Colorado is ranked number 59. But if you know anything about Central Florida, you know they claimed the national championship years back. Actually, did a segment on that. So they're a very good program. They did go 6-6 last year in their first year in the Big 12, which is that's excellent. Going 500 in your first time in the big conference is good. So right now they are 3-1. That only notable win is against TCU, where they won 35-34, and they had to make a great comeback to do that. Now in the preseason predictions, I did predict UCF would win, and Colorado would be 3-2 after this game, which is what I said earlier. So we can get right into the aspects of the game. Shador will win the quarterback battle without question. Shador is just an elite, quarterback right now. Whether you like it or not, like him or not, it is what it is. Central Florida does have 15 transfers, which I did a segment on earlier, and I like that number. That's not too many, but it's enough to make a change or an improvement on your team. Um, One of the reasons I think UCF will win is because we all know the hurricane is down there, so the weather is supposed to be rainy. Um, I looked at the weather between 3:30 and 5 because the game starts at 3:30. There's a 30 to 50% chance of rain, of course, because of the hurricane. So if it rains, which I'm pretty sure it will, that'll benefit the strength of Central Florida's team, and their strength is running the ball. First, their running back is an elite running back. He's very elite, just like their running game is elite. As a team in 3 games, they have gained over 1,000 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns, and 165 rushing attempts. I'm gonna say that again: 1,000 yards rushing as a whole, with 11 touchdowns and 165 rushing attempts. Individually, they are led by R.J. Harvey, who had 1,400 yards last year. He was also honorable mention Big 12. Um, Right now, he's number 9 in the nation this year in rushing. Last year, he finished sixth in the nation, if I'm not mistaken, in rushing with over a little bit over 1,400 yards. But they have a string of running backs. First, R.J. Harvey, who I mentioned first, he's their top producer so far. In game one, he had 142 yards with 2 touchdowns. In the second game, they played 126 yards and 4 touchdowns. In the third game, he had 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's a workhorse. Then they have a guy named Perry Boone. First game, he had 81 yards. Second game, he had 54 yards. The third game, it was nothing notable. They had other running backs mixed in. And then the third guy they're going to have to watch out for is Miles Montgomery. He had 77 yards in the first game with 1 touchdown. In the second game, he had 51 yards and 1 touchdown. And you got to remember those yards are because they're not getting a lot of carries, but you can also tell they're very productive. So if something was to happen to R.J. Harvey, Perry Boone and Miles Montgomery could step right in and be very effective. So that offensive line is used to running the ball, obviously, and they're going to give Colorado all they can handle as far as the run game is concerned, and they run very well. They've been running since very well since last year. Their line last year was kind of put together from basically different transfers, and they still produced a very good running season where they put, the running back was in the top 10 in rushing last year. Their offensive line is very good, and they are equipped for the run game, of course. Let me see, they also have a good receiver in the guy named Kobe Hudson. In 3 games, he's had two 100-yard games. So he's somebody you do have to look out for. They can pass the ball when they need to do it. Now the quarterback they have back there, he's decent. I did a segment on him early in the season. Um, I think the last game he had 230 yards. Yeah, he had 230 yards and 3 touchdowns against TCU and only 22 attempts. So he doesn't attempt, he doesn't have a lot of pass attempts, which tells you they want to run, run, run. I don't know if you watch Army. Army played Temple the other night. I watched the game and they ran the ball down Temple's throat. And this is another Army type offense, just on a higher level with a little bit better athletes. But the quarterback doesn't pass a lot. He's only had 51 attempts for the season. You heard that correctly. He only has 51 attempts for the season. And you got to remember, Shador may have 40 in one game. So you can't really compare the quarterbacks. You just have to compare the systems they run and what the quarterbacks do within those systems. So this quarterback is good enough to win within the system, but he's no Shador Sanders. And the defense, this is very notable as well. This is why Colorado could win the game, because the defense did give up 400 passing yards last game, but they only gave up 58 rushing yards. So if they sit back there and let Shador just throw the ball, even though it's raining, Shador and those receivers will eat you up. So I am picking UCF to win, but don't be shocked if Colorado wins because of those passing yards that are allowed that UCF allows. Now, if UCF gets ahead early because Colorado likes, the offense gets off to a slow start. Let's say UCF goes up 14 points. That may feel like 4 touchdowns with the way that UCF runs the ball. So Colorado definitely can get behind, because it won't be one of those games where they get behind and they can come back, because the weather's going to make it hard, and then the amount of time that the offense for UCF, the amount of time they will eat up when they get the ball. So they are going to run. They are going to try to run it down their throats. So it is what it is. I'm predicting UCF will win this game. They are playing at home. They're playing in a bad weather game. They have an elite running back, an elite running back, and some good running backs behind him. They also have, I'm gonna say they are an elite offensive line because of the production that they produce as far as rushing yards, and the quarterback is average enough to lead their team if he has to pass within their system. He's not asked to put up 400 yards like Shador is. You can just tell that by the attempts, but it should be a good game. Hopefully, the weather holds up to where it doesn't get too dangerous. Because I didn't think they was going to play the game. I don't know why you fly towards where the hurricane is, but what do I know? But if they have the game and they do play it, I think it'll be a wet game, and I think Colorado will get off to a slow start like they normally do and have been doing. I think UCF will get off to a fast start because they're running the ball, and I think they'll control the clock. And because of that, I don't like to predict, the scores, but I can imagine two touchdowns that they'll win by because of the way they play. It could be 3 touchdowns because if Colorado's not ready to stop that run, it could be a long night, well, a long day. The game starts at 3:30, so I have Colorado 3-2 after this game. So far, I'm right on, hitting it right on the head because I had them 3-1 coming into the game. So it is what it is. It's been Hunt 919 Truth Sports. Ride with me. It's been Hunt 919 Truth Sports. Ride with me.